Hi everyone, my name is Alka Aneja and I'm here with Rshmi Kumar and you are watching Vastu with Rshmi. I would like to welcome Rshmi. Rshmi, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Alka.
Welcome back to the show.
Yes, thank you.
So we have been getting all your responses. We have been hearing what our listeners have had to say and are here for you guys. So if you have other things, please send them to us. We have gotten a few questions, Rshmi, on parents who are raising the millennials now, getting the kids, kids are out of college, working, but don't want to get married. So for every Indian parent, a girl that's 26, 27, they start to think of marriage age, a boy 28, 29, typically, right?
Yeah.
This is what it is. So now what we have gotten calls from our viewers is, or emails rather, to say the kids don't want to get married. The kids are not for, they just say, we're happy alone, we don't need a partner. So can Vastu help with that?
Totally. So this is like a marriage topic, and I know it is very, very, very close to some people's hearts as to why the kid is not getting married, and what will they do after the parents are not there, and so it completely depends on where the kid is sleeping.
Okay.
So there are if you go back to just a little iteration, it's the 5-element theory. If your house is balanced, you will get the right thoughts. Now, a certain kid who has too much clarity about the worldly things, right? Mm-hmm. If yes, everybody has their own ups and downs in the marriages. It's a lot of compromises that takes in from both the sides to make it a smooth marriage. Mm-hmm. Now, if they are shying away from those kinds of things, that they have too much clarity into the marriage aspect. So it depends on where they are sleeping, what kind of environment they are in. If the elements are imbalanced, it is going to affect the thought process.
Okay.
So generally, if I have seen in most of the cases, if the girl is sleeping in the northeast of the house, she has this attitude towards life, saying, I can deal with things alone. I do not need any company. So that is just one small aspect, but overall we need to see the complete picture to understand.
Again, you need to see the astrological?
Yes, astrological charts. Okay. Some charts are not meant to get married.
Okay.
And some are, but now in cases some are and they are getting delayed, it also depends on how the elements are balanced in your house.
Okay.
And that's where the
So if the elements are not balanced, will you see both your children, if you have 2 children, both your children not want to get married?
As I explained, certain directions affect certain individual the most.
Okay.
Again, your charts, like 2 people, even the twins, have differences in their charts, right? So you will see one twin going towards engineering, another going towards doctorate, and you're like, okay, they are born at the same time, but they are not exactly at the same time. They are like 5 minutes apart and stuff like that.
Right.
So the things change. But overall, if you see, they will do similar profession. The same way, if there are twins born, but one gets married, one is not married. It depends on their astrological chart as to which particular corner of their house is affecting them the most.
Yeah.
Are they sleeping in the negative zone? Are they depressed? Means the reason behind not getting married is also important. One is just the clarity, too much clarity about the worldly things. Another is they're too depressed. They want to be just by themselves, sulking. Or some are over ambitious. Some are very career oriented and they do not want to get married because they do not want to see a drop in the career. So it depends on what is the reason behind it. And based on the reason, we can treat accordingly that particular area.
So when you tweak their chart, right, an ambitious person's chart, do they become less ambitious?
We are not tweaking their charts.
Okay.
We are just making sure the environment helps them
to change their direction,
to change the thought process, and also think about life in a different way.
Okay.
So we are not making them less ambitious. We are just making sure that they get also the thought saying, oh, but if I get this kind of a woman in the same field, she might understand me better.
Got it.
Right? So now their thought process change and now they are at least willing to go for it.
Right.
Right?
So they're starting to think that maybe there is a spouse out there
Yeah.
who will be, my fit.
Exactly.
Okay. So, what is there a specific for a gender, like for a girl versus a boy?
No, it's completely
Gender neutral?
Gender neutral. It doesn't have to be like, okay, if it's a girl, then she's going to get it in a different aspect.
Okay. All right. So now let's say people have gotten married. So another call we got was, you're married, and obviously this is whether or not we got the call, but the people are, can you cut that part out, whether or not we got the call?
No, actually go back to, some people want to get married and not getting the,
Okay.
so let's go step by step.
Yeah. Okay. So now these are the people who did not want to get married.
Yeah.
Right? But we have some people who want to get married and can't find the right spouse, can't find they find the right spouse, but something happens and it just doesn't go through. What about those situations?
So normally here we are talking about the social connections. So East is the direction of social connections.
Okay.
Okay, so what kind of people you meet in your life is mainly governed from the area of the East. Now, those kinds of situations you see normally when they have either the toilet in there or the kitchen in there, which is actually creating an imbalance in your East area of social connections. Now, the kid wants to get married, but not the right people come in front of them, for whom they will immediately say yes to. So in these kinds of situations, I have also seen people go on for years and years, they don't find the right match. So
is there East blocked? Is there East?
It can be anything. Okay. It can be an anti-activity going on over there.
Okay.
It can be an anti-color over there.
Okay.
Or there can be storage in there. It can be various situations, and different people, it can be different situations.
Got it.
But you can get a consultant to find out what is the exact problem, that why are we not finding the exact match.
So, and like we had said, that if you have your birth chart, then it's ideal for for Rshmi to figure out what the issue is. But if you do not have a birth chart, the time you call, the moment when you place that call, Rshmi notes down that number and bases your remedy
based
on that time.
Exactly.
Right? So do you first go and balance the house out first before you fix the issue at hand, Rshmi?
It depends on how much, how big or how small that issue is.
Okay.
Based on that, but there is first, as soon as you balance the house with the 5 elements, any kind of tweaks that we do gives immediate results. Okay, like making sure if the entrance is not in the right direction, placing the right color floor mat, or if the kitchen is not in the right direction, doing the right remedies to make sure the kitchen doesn't give negative results, because it's finally fire. Again, some small tweaks need to be done along with that, but yes, and then the main root cause is also fixed.
That's right.
And there are some astrological remedies also that can be given along with the changes in the house. So you need to make sure the whole environment is supporting you for that issue.
For the end result.
Yes, for the end result.
Yeah. Okay, so now we'll move on. This train is going to move on.
Sure.
You gotten married, you found the right spouse.
Yeah.
Gotten married, but you're having an issue with now every marriage needs compromise. Every marriage needs, understanding.
Yeah.
But you're trying and there isn't understanding. What happens? Can Vastu help with that?
Oh, completely. It can definitely. If you are trying to get into a situation where you cannot get along anymore and you're trying to resolve it, you should actually consult even before you go through the divorce process.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. One major tip that my viewers should understand is, if you have a green in your southwest or if you have plants, you need to remove them immediately. Green in southwest is the direction of relationships. It brings in stability in your life. If you are going through this continuous friction in your house, if you have a kitchen, toilet, green color, plants, there are a lot of things that affect. But southwest is the direction for relationship. This is again in a very generic way. They're based on your astrological charts, and we can find out which exact direction is affecting you. But this is plays a major role. If your southwest
if your house faces north, right? Your backyard is going to be south.
Okay.
So isn't your grass going to be in the south?
I'm not talking about outside the house.
Oh, okay.
This is just inside your house.
Okay, so you shouldn't have plants on the southwest
side of your house.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, certain colors actually create a lot of disturbance in that zone because they are not meant to be in that zone.
Got it.
Okay, so those kinds of things are like simple tips. I'm not talking about outside the house. We need to look at the whole premises too.
Okay.
But you can get results within the house too.
Oh, okay.
So if your house is balanced from inside and you are still seeing issues, yes, the outside might be also some problem which we need to look at. But don't start ripping off your grass from the southwest.
I was like, wait, how does that make sense?
You don't go ahead and do that. But majorly when you see that, again, where the marriage pictures are kept, where the husband wife are sleeping, there are certain zones which I mentioned last time. There is a zone of anxiety. There is a zone of churning. If husband and wife are sleeping in that zone, they will see it enormous number of times. They get into the bedroom and they start fighting. It's all fine when they are outside. It is fine when they are in their house. But as soon as they get into their bedroom, they start fighting for petty things. It's not even worth it, right? They realize it later. But it depends on where they are sleeping.
So is there a generic place where you can put pictures of a family to be like a happy family?
Definitely. Southwest, you should put your family pictures in southwest.
Okay.
Couple pictures very close to the north, between the northwest and north. If you put a couple picture in there, they will always have love for each other.
Okay.
So there are certain zones where you can keep and make sure your the marriage albums or the pictures are not kept in the wrong direction.
Oh.
So I've seen, because I've seen it also in many places where they hang their pictures almost on each and every wall in the house.
Yeah.
Right? So now you're putting it in the negative zone too. Oh. So it depends. It's completely depends on what color you have in your southwest, where your pictures are. It's a lot of factors that come in. Now, one of the couple called me saying, they are having this continuous fights between the complete family.
Okay.
So it's and it's the winter time where people have those portable heaters everywhere in the house.
Yes.
It also depends on where you're keeping those heaters, right? Now it's a fire element.
Fire element, yes.
Now if you're putting it in a water zone or you're keeping it in, so it's creating imbalances.
And you don't really realize, I mean, you plug it where you need heat.
And you're like, all of a sudden everything was hunky-dory. What happened all of a sudden? Right? Why are there frequent fights in the house?
Okay. So if someone calls you for a fight between a couple, do you first start with putting their pictures in the right zone? Like, do you do small things or do you suggest immediately a whole lot of changes?
Small things can be done and you can get the results with it based on, at least as I mentioned, right? Few things which you need to balance with the get-go. Like your entrances need to be balanced. And these are simple changes. You can go shop anywhere for a doormat. It doesn't take too much time. So getting a doormat, putting right curtains, right? So if not, you can just put blinds for now. You want to make sure the problem is resolved.
That's right. That's right.
So in that cases, it's not too many changes that you have to go through.
But you give a set of changes to do, not just a line by line item. That do this, if it doesn't work, then do this.
No, it's not that way. It's not that way. It's mainly, I do not even start the consultation unless the person don't declutter the house.
Got it.
Okay, a lot of dead electronics and stuff like that, which is sitting in the house, is already creating negative effects. So the first thing I say, you start the decluttering and I'll come after a couple of days. So once they do the decluttering and they know this is the minute, then it's very easy that, okay, if you cannot keep this object here, try to keep it in this area.
Got it.
Or if this object is giving you continuous negative feel, then I say just discard it from your house.
Yeah.
You do not want to keep anything which you yourself don't like.
That's it. It has a vibe. And we all walk in and feel a vibe in everything, right?
Yeah.
So if something is giving you a negative vibe, then it's probably not best prone for Vastu also.
Yeah, means you don't want to sit with a negative thought all the time. You want to say, okay, discard that thought. And most of the issues, right, even if we fix it with Vastu, it is some natural habits of a person. If a person is not able to let go of things, right? If you're keeping a grudge for something that happened several years back, and it comes up with couple fights, right? So there has to be a let go of things, saying, okay, the situation was different, things were different, and the more you can let go. So there is a zone just for the let go too.
Oh.
Okay, so if you can spend a little time there, or you make sure you do not put your marriage pictures in there, where you will just let go of it.
Right.
So you need to. So there are certain zones which I recommend people. Okay, make sure you don't put anything valuable here. Make sure you put your pictures in this direction. Make sure you sleep in certain directions. Some directions are meant to bring in more bonding, and it is also astrological, and it gives phenomenal results by putting those a couple pictures in certain directions based on what your astrology suggests.
So what if the husband believes in Vastu and the wife does not? Or the wife believes in Vastu and the husband does not, and they come to you for a consult? Or the spouse that believes in it comes to you for a consult. What happens then?
It's a very tough situation, I can tell you that, because I'm suggesting changes, one wants to do it, one doesn't want to do it. You cannot get complete remedy with half kind of medicine. I know I've done a couple of them, but now I say, you know what, you both get on the same page before you call in, because if I'm suggesting you changes and if you're not doing it, I don't want that to add into the fight. Right? So you need to have at least a common base and a common theme of, let's resolve this.
That's right.
Okay, so whatever way, if you think marriage counseling will help, go for it.
Right.
But whatever solution is somebody is going to provide you,
you need to be both.
You need to be with your open mind. You should accept it and try it out.
Right.
So
when you're giving Vastu consulting trips for marriage, right? Are you taking both astrological charts, or are you just taking, or are you just doing it with like home and Vastu? Is it a combination of both?
It again depends on the situation.
Okay.
For major situations, yes, it is a good idea to always look at the astrological charts, because it will give you the precise thing that is affecting them.
Okay.
And yes, some remedies can be done just because if people don't have the astrological charts, based on their questions, you can suggest this item is affecting you in the house, or this is in the wrong direction. Let's try to fix it.
Okay. And now, because we're still in marriage, let's talk about mother-in-law problems, right? Because this is still part of marriage. What if someone has an issue with their mother-in-law? Is there a simple tip that can change? I'm assuming, and I don't know, is putting that picture in a yellow frame.
That will also
help give you support from your mother-in-law.
But the main corner that I have seen which gives a problem is between the east and the southeast. I have seen mirrors in that zone give a tremendous amount of anxiety to both of them, the mother-in-law and between the east and the southeast.
Okay.
That area, it's a water element.
Okay.
Now you're transitioning from an air to a fire, and the fire is not able to lit up.
Okay.
And now you put water in it, right? So it creates an enormous amount of friction in the house. Having a fireplace there, having a mirror there always affects.
Got it. So if you have a mirror in your east, southeast, and you had a fight with your mother-in-law recently, you may need to take that mirror down. Because these are small things. If it can really help your family life.
If you cannot take it down, there are ways to solve it also. So I suggest like proper framing of the mirror to resolve it. And now those are like simple dollar store kind of a tip. You can just buy decals to make it a frame for it. So you can, based on the consultation, we need to understand whether that is the element that is actually affecting. And there are simple remedies. You do not have to go ahead and start tearing down the big wall size mirror.
Yes.
We can have simple tips for it.
So when someone calls you, what do you need from them? You need obviously their birth charts or astrological.
The main thing I need is the problem.
The problem and the floor plan, or not the floor plan?
Floor plan, yes. But before that, a problem, I need to understand what is causing the problem. Because I would say, okay, my clients are not coming in. Now the clients are not coming in because you're not doing marketing, you are not doing things. So you need to understand exactly what is causing the problem. Now in the case of marriage not working, now why is the marriage not working? It can be different things. Is the husband too workaholic? Is the wife not able to give attention at home? Or the kids are suffering, that's why they are fighting over the kids. Stuff like that, right? There can be different reasons for a marriage not working.
Right.
So you need to exactly understand why a marriage is not working, and we need to fix accordingly to that area.
Right.
We do not have to just go ahead and start changing the whole house, because it might be anything, right?
Right. So how long
Needle
do
in
you
the
take
haystack.
for a consult with the client? You generally, is it a phone consult? Is it a private consult? Is it an in-meeting consult?
Again, depending on the problem. Some things you have seen where I don't even have to come to the
Yes.
site, and I
Yes.
can just tell you, go put this floor mats in these areas and it'll
Yeah.
work. So based on those, if these are small problems, it can be solved immediately.
Yeah.
But some places you really need to be on the site, because I need to get the feel of it.
Yeah.
And you might have also seen, right? Some people you meet, you immediately understand, oh, I have known this person for too long.
Yeah.
Or some people you feel, oh, that's the same way when you walk into somebody's house. You feel, oh, wow, it's so pleasant.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
warm.
you walk in and you feel the dull feeling, right? Now, if somebody has described my house as nice and clean and all that, and we are having these problems, I need to get the feel of it. Is that the reason?
Yeah.
Right?
The vibe of the house.
The vibe of the house. How much clutter is there in the house? How much negative energy is there? One simple tip that I normally give clients is, if you are a Hindu, you can put some kind of chants, whatever goddesses you follow, you can put that chant.
Like a mantra.
Like a
Om
mantra.
Namah Shivaya or
Exactly. Any of that. In any corner of your house to start with, just to uplift the energy of the house. Decluttering, putting the right things at the right place itself, you will start feeling a change. And I've seen that with so many of my clients. The first thing I asked is declutter. I go there, second time I said, okay, so you have to still declutter. It's not. Anything you have not used for 6 months and above, it's a clutter.
HGTV says that too, but many of us don't follow it.
But it depends on whatever.
Yeah.
Those elements, if you have not been using it, and you walk into a house, you feel that.
Yeah.
Some people say that, right? Like kids don't want to go back home. Right? When they go to the driveway, they are like, I want to turn back. I have heard that so many times, that
Really?
the kids don't want to go back home. They have so much fun outside. So what is it that is not attracting them at home? So when
That's
they
the same
walk
thing
in,
with a spouse, right? Or with with a
Yes,
couple.
exactly.
Some couples are always either working or going out on social activities with their friends,
And
and choose like a happy hour with the boys,
Yes.
rather than coming home to the family.
it depends on situations again as to what is it that makes you feel dull at home.
Yeah.
If you have that vibe, the nice good vibes and the positive vibes in the house, you feel like coming home, you relax. In the marriage issues, I have also seen one thing is lack of sleep, lack of relaxation. With the hectic life, if you're not able to relax after the 8 hours, 10 hours of work, it will always bring in this kind of aggression in you, and you are not understanding what is happening.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're not following a complete diet, not proper sleep, will always create that.
Yeah, it's like it's a balance of a lot of things.
Balance. So you really need to understand the problem exactly.
Yeah.
Are you not able to sleep well? Are you not able to enjoy? Have you not taken your wife on dates regularly? Stuff like that, right? So some people do say, oh, it's been years I have been on a vacation. There are small tips for that to make sure that they go on a vacation.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
So I'm saying that it depends on what the problem is.
No. Let's go back to the tip for going on vacation.
So if you keep your suitcases in the north of your house, you will end up taking a trip.
Okay, in the north of your house. Okay. So even if the north of your house is your basement, it's okay?
It's okay.
Okay.
In the north of your house. You keep
Okay.
it with the right intention.
Okay.
So most of the remedies that I do in the house, I make the owner of the house do it by themselves.
Got it.
So
Yeah, 'cause then
I tell them why you are doing it and why you're placing it in a certain way, so that their thought also goes in. So every time they look at it, they're like, oh, I'm working on this. Yes, kind of. So it helps them.
Okay.
They will also start planning the trips.
For people who haven't taken vacations, but Rshmi was telling us on a remedy on how if you want to take just a few more vacations in a year, what is your remedy for that? And that was an easy remedy.
Yes.
And Rshmi, I will say that.
Yeah, means all these tips are really easy. Just depends on what objects are you keeping in what direction of your house. So it's completely based on that. And all these remedies that I'm talking about are also very simple. So if you think that keeping your suitcase over there is going to be a simple remedy, the rest of the remedies are as simple as that.
It's like a vision board. Vastu is like a vision board. You kind of
Yes.
put your intention out there,
Yeah.
and then the universe conspires
the
to make
energies
it
are
happen.
the energies of your house are making sure that the earlier way I was saying, right, each of the zones have certain templates. Now what thought process you are trying to download, you're making sure you get that. Now if somebody wants an entrance effect of a certain area and they don't have an entrance over there, again, certain techniques, you don't have to go and create a hole in the wall so that you can start passing through there.
Right.
There are certain simple techniques that you can use to make sure you give that visual effect.
Right. Nice.
So
small little things can change your life. Nothing big, just small tweaks. But like Rshmi says, if it's not broken,
don't fix it. You don't have to. You don't have to go and start changing. Oh, I saw this show now, I have to go and start changing. If your house is balanced, trust me, it will give you more blissful feelings rather than going and flipping the whole interior away.
And some problems will happen. Part of that is life. What Rshmi says, what Vastu does, is it makes a big problem not seem so unsurmountable. You are able to focus on life, you're able to carry through the problems. And if you are hitting your head against the wall about something, feel free to give Rshmi a call or email us, ask us questions. There is an email address that's going below on the screen. Email us, we'll be happy to have Rshmi answer those questions for you. This is Rshmi Kumar and I am Alka Aneja and we are on Vastu with Rshmi. We're looking forward to seeing you week after week and thank you so much.